Hey, this is Joe Price. I just wanted to provide some instructions on how to help with a new set of hints that we've created. These are for African American families that we added to the family tree back in 2020. And now we're adding on additional layers of hints and trying to connect these families to the bigger family tree so they can be found by their family members. So let me share my screen to show you how this works. And so here we are in one of our normal Google Sheets. And so I'll just, check out a few right here, put my name in there. And then I just click on the link, and then I am now in SourceLinker. And so over here on the right, you can see the family that's on the family tree, and they're going to all have a 1900 residents because they were added to the tree using the 1900 census. And so you can see that this is a fantastic match. The parents' names are lining up really well. The focus person is lining up. You got March, Abbeville. The year's off a little bit, which is very common for these records. So you can see this is a birth certificate. And we're going to pick up a couple cool things here. We're going to get the mom's maiden name. We're going to get the exact birth date and the exact birth place. Okay, so I'm going to first attach the source. Okay, and then I'm going to add in that additional information. So in this case, I'm going to copy the mother's maiden name. And I can come in here and I will just put that in right here. Okay, and then if I go to the focus person, we were doing George. We can also then add in, so again, if we come back to the sources, we can see the birth info. So we'll grab that. And then I'm just going to remember Abbeville. So when I come in here, put that there, and then I'll type in Abbeville. And there it is. And then we're good. And then the other thing you can do is click on one of the parents and hit tree. And if you're looking at it in descendancy view, then you'll be able to see if there's any other hints. And so notice here, there's a blue box right here. So George has some other hints. So this could be really great to go and maybe do a little bit of extra research on him. So notice here, we have him in the numinent. Now it's too bad because, we would have had another source for his parents, but for whatever reason, his parents aren't listed in that record. But you can see that again, we have another confirmation of the birth date. And then here we have a draft card and another draft card. So we can attach those. But those wouldn't help us expand out. So really, that's it. Now we've added some additional sources for this family. And sometimes in adding those sources, we'll add new people to the tree. But at the very least, now we have a maiden name for his mother. Okay, so we'll just put a 1. And to be honest, you're welcome to go on Ancestry as well and look for additional sources. In this video, I'm just kind of showing how I would do it right within Family Search. Okay, so here's one where we have, again, Abbeville. We have a pretty unique first name, America Coleman. That's lining up. And then we have Oliver Hill. So this is lining up really well, though notice the birth dates differ. This is very common in the numinent. We're trying to figure out why. For Black people, it seems like birth dates are off quite a bit. A lot of the time. And so the neat thing here is now we have her married name. So we might be able to find her married to someone whose last name is Ward. So we're going to attach this source. And in this case, I'm not going to bring over the birth info from the numinent. I could maybe bring over the birthplace. That's probably accurate, but I'm getting a little bit of contradiction on the date. Then the next thing I can do is go to one of the parents. And again, if I'm looking in descendancy view, I can see if anyone in the family has additional hints. And so I can see right here that the dad has an additional hint. And there, the mom, America, you can see this is a really good match. And in fact, it allows us to add 2 kids. And so these would have been kids that had left home prior to the 1900 census. There's this big gap between 1880 and 1900, sadly. If we'd had maybe the 1890 census, we probably would have been able to see the other kids in between. One thing I'll note is that over here, if you use this date, it looks like she was about 15 when she was born, but in the 1880 census, she was saying 1860. So this looks like a great match. And so again, we can attach those. So now we're getting a more complete census history of this family, and we're adding now a new person to the tree. Now, I know some people have different feelings about this, but I'm just going to add in the daughter. It is a placeholder. We don't know her first name because she was born in 1880. And but at least this allows us to know that there is a daughter in the family, and we know when and where she was born. And I bet with other records, we'll be able to find her name. So if we go back here, again, we'll see if any more blues are there for us to do. Here's a blue right here, a 1920 census. So you can see this is actually allowing us to kind of follow this family over lots of census years. And right here, you can see that the first name's a bit different, but everything looks great. And then this is one thing you should know about Black families. You can see here, 1875, 1863. This is very common for birth years to be off. We find that the variance of birth years for Black individuals is about twice as high as that for white individuals. But yeah, so at this point, then we've done all the hints. And that's all I can do on family search right now, though we could go on Ancestry and look for more. So really just to kind of recap the task, what we're trying to do is add additional sources to these families that were added to the tree. And then we're hoping that as we add those sources, we'll learn more about people, find maiden names for women, find exact birth dates, find other kids. And as we expand out these families, they'll become more connected to other families on the tree. Thanks for helping with this project. We hope you have a great experience. And really, this project is designed for anyone that has a lot of experience using SourceLinker. And if you don't have a lot of experience with SourceLinker, we probably encourage you to start with some of our easier hints, maybe on the button. But this is great for people that really want to help African-American families be able to discover their ancestors because these families were there in the 1900s. And by expanding out these families, it'll make it connectable to families that are alive today. So thanks for helping with this project.